the truth.
When you put cameras right in our face, we really don't know what to say.
Oh, supposed to say something?
I ain't got nothing to say.
Don't talk to me today.
Be smart what you say.
You want me to say something?
I got the mic there.
I got nothing funny to say.
I don't either.
I'm not Brett Favre.
Sorry to let them down.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys. It's a game. It's a game out here I want to play here.
Someday with experience, we'll have something funny to say.
Pull out your recorders and hide your children's eyes. You're about to enter the afternoon locker room.
We certainly believe in due process, and we've demonstrated that over time. But when it becomes a pattern of poor decision making, which it has in this case, it becomes a time when it leaves you with no other decision to be made but the one we made today.
That is Trent Baalke, the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, at a press conference earlier today, explaining the release of linebacker Ray McDonald from the San Francisco 49ers in the wake of more sexual assault and domestic violence allegations. Welcome to the Afternoon Locker Room presented by Gigahertz. I'm Alvin Washington. Thanks for coming along. Guests here on the Afternoon Locker Room appear courtesy of the Verizon Wireless Hotline. Lots to talk about, including last night's crazy action, including a triple overtime classic between the Memphis Grizzlies and the world champion San Antonio Spurs. NHL action to talk about, and in today's topic du jour, 30 years, almost to the day, the cult of Air Jordans still lives. And why, I don't know, but is what it is. Give me a buzz, 573-200-6505. That's 573-200-6505. You can also hit us up on Twitter at Arena Sportsnet or at ASN Plus. Use the hashtag Afternoon Locker Room. And, of course, you can also hit us up on the Facebook page, The Afternoon Locker Room. But the big story to talk about right out the gate, as I mentioned, Ray McDonald has been booted from the San Francisco 49ers as their linebacker, and the reason being is continued unfortunate headlines in for the wrong reasons. The San Jose Police Department indicating that there was a woman who came up to a local hospital and indicated that McDonald was the person that assaulted her, thereby triggering a warrant for the search of his house. And it's not looking good for Ray McDonald at all. He's the latest person to be implicated in what has been a season-long tete-a-tete between the NFL and its players in regards to domestic violence. Only this time it was the team that got to the player first instead of the league. And rightfully so. I've already told the person, look, this is what's going to happen if you don't straighten up now. We have no need for you. Well, proof is in the pudding. And anybody with any ounce of sense would applaud this move by the 49ers. And it doesn't stop there. It looks as if we could be seeing John Harbaugh on the move. Apparently, He's being linked to the Michigan job, so says Adam Schefter of ESPN.
There was somebody who told me earlier this week that they believe he's considering Michigan, but they didn't consider it likely. We'll see how this all unfolds. He'll be the one who gets to decide with his family about what's best for him and what he wants to do. The people that know him insist that he'd like to stay in the NFL, try to win a Super Bowl, follow that path.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little bit interesting considering that they're now out of the playoffs for the first time since his arrival some 4 years ago. Sitting at 7-7, they were eliminated by Seattle. I don't know. This was a tough call, and considering all the rumblings as of late between him and the front office, you kind of have to wonder, just maybe, it may be time to move back east to Ann Arbor. Heck, the Amazing Blue will welcome him with open arms. He's proven he could coach. He's got an Orange Bowl win. Heck, why not? You gave it the old college try once. You succeeded. Give it another try at your alma mater. What can you lose? You know, with your alma mater, you'd be the hottest commodity on the NFL again. Especially if you're coming from somewhere like Michigan. Oh, yeah. Michigan needs a spark right about now. Especially since this past season, they need a spark. Big time. The afternoon locker room presented by Gigahertz. This portion brought to you by Sowers Ford. Sowers Ford of Michigan City is Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. Alvin Washington on the microphone, 573-200-6505. Tongues wagging around Chicago regarding the benching of Jay Cutler for Jimmy Clausen for this upcoming week against the Lions. And I mean, everybody's tongue is wagging here, there, and everywhere. And I mean, Cutler himself had to say, you know what? I'm a little shocked at this.
Shocked, I think, at first, and then disappointed. I didn't see it coming. But I think anytime you lose a lot of games and you don't play as well as you hope, there's a chance that it could happen.
I guess everybody in Chicago saw it coming, but you, especially when you're leading the league in interceptions. Wow. Everybody sees it coming but the quarterback. Boy, that's interesting, but not surprising. Coach Mark Tresman himself on the hot seat saying, this is the right time to do it.
I felt it was the right time, considering we came off 2 wins. We went into Detroit, had a competitive first half, and we were at halftime of Dallas. We were at 14-7. But I felt that we were still very inconsistent as a football team.
Once again, Jimmy Clausen will be coming in to fill in for Jay Cutler the last 2 games of the season. This is going to be the first start for Jimmy Clausen since him being on the Panthers in 2010. Some interesting trade news. The Matt Kemp trade is in limbo. The Dodgers were trying to move their all-star outfielder to San Diego. One problem. Matt Kemp's got arthritis. Ooh, that's not good, son. Not to mention the Padres are trying to squeeze the Dodgers for a little bit more cash in this. Now, should San Diego pull out of this trade, according to USA Today, 2 other trades and 3 other teams could be affected. Kemp's physical revealed arthritis in both hips. That's where the power comes from when you're swinging away, and you got a lot of torque coming through those hips over time when you're free swinging like that. That does tend to happen. Here's where the other trades could be affected if Matt Kemp's trade does indeed not go through. The Padres and Dodgers agreed to a trade that would send Kemp, Tim Federich, and $32 million to the Padres. The Dodgers, in turn, getting Yasmani Grandal and pitching prospects Joe Whelan and Zach Eflin. The Dodgers are then planning to trade Eflin and their pitching prospect Tom Window to the Phillies for shortstop Jimmy Rollins. Also, it gets deeper. The Padres and Nationals trade could also go up in smoke if this Kemp trade is nullified. Check this out. It would be the three-team trade between the Padres, the Nationals, and the Tampa Bay Rays, which involves catcher Ryan Hanigan. Suffice it to say, the Dodgers are very upset that the medical information leaked to the public. So you've got, let's see here, $32 million in cash, an all-star outfielder, about 5 or 6 other gentlemen, and 5 teams all getting ready to take an axe out at each other because of 2 arthritic hips. I'm glad they're not playing poker, because if that ever came up during that type of situation, woo, folk, you don't, that is not what you want. I'm sorry, you don't want to be in that type of situation. Oh, man. More trade news as we continue on here on the Afternoon Locker Room presented by Gigahertz. Rajon Rondo could be a Maverick shortly. Sources tell various outlets, including ESPN, that the Boston Celtics could be in talks to send their all-star point guard to Dallas. Now, Dallas isn't the only team that wants Rajon Rondo. The Sacramento Kings, New York Knicks, LA Lakers, and Houston Rockets have all been also approached about picking up Rondo, but it's the Mavs that are the clear front runner. So we'll have to see what happens there. We'll take a short break, and speaking of the association, we'll jump into that real quick. Few scores in action from last night, including that triple overtime classic with the Grizzlies and the Spurs. Stay here. This is the Afternoon Locker Room on the Arena Sports Network.
Have you heard the good news about a company that started 4 years ago and worked at a relentless pace based entirely upon one simple premise? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news that you yourself can share stories about this same theme to others in your community? That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can celebrate a company that had a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive, and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can go to a place to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in, and the people involved. Want to see more? Want to read more? Want to hear more? Then go to LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?